Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I have another sunscreen review for you guys. And this time it is for a sunscreen that is quite new on the market. It is by the brand Glow Recipe and it's the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Sunscreen SPF 50. This recently launched, I would say like a month ago, and I did say in my anti-haul wishlist video that I did pick it up already. I have been using it for around a month now, or maybe like 3 weeks, and I have definitely formed a solid opinion. I'm gonna share with you my experience with this product, all the features and the details that you need to know, an ingredient analysis, and show you what it looks like on my bare skin and under makeup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. Purchase the sunscreen from Sephora.com, which is the American Sephora, because it is not available here in the Middle East, nor on Cultbeauty. That's the case with a lot of sunscreens. They just take time to be available worldwide. This sunscreen retails for $34 for 1.7 fluid ounces or 50 ml, which is the standard size for a sunscreen. It is definitely up there in price. Not super expensive, but definitely not drugstore. It is vegan, cruelty-free, and it does say that this comes in recyclable packaging. Let me show you what the box looks like. This is what it looks like. It does have cute packaging like most of Glow Recipe's products, and this is a hybrid sunscreen, and what that means is that it does use chemical and mineral filters. I personally tend to like a lot of sunscreens that are hybrid. They just have a more elegant formulation while giving you really good high protection. Unfortunately, this sunscreen does have fragrance in it, as most Glow Recipes products, but it's nothing overpowering. It just smells like, to be honest, like watermelon, but in a very faint way, nothing overpowering. I do want to note that on the packaging, it doesn't say that this is water resistant. It even says that if you are going swimming or gonna sweat a lot, to use a water resistant sunscreen, which got me confused because on their Instagram, it does say that this is water resistant up to 80 minutes. But I'm gonna go with the packaging because that is what is regulated, and if it doesn't say that it's water resistant, I wouldn't suggest that you wear this as a water-resistant sunscreen. Let's talk about the active ingredients. Number one active ingredient in here is zinc oxide, which is the mineral filter, and it is at a 12.5%. The next active ingredients are homosalate and octocrylene. Both of them are chemical filters. Each is at 8.5%, and the final active ingredient is octisalate at 5%. A great combination of American chemical filters. In the US, they are very limited with which chemical filters they can use, so I think this is like the best they can do. Let me show you a swatch. This is a lot of product, and it comes out like a lightweight lotion that has a dewy finish. Some other notable ingredients in here are aloe vera, we've got silicones, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. So all of these are humectants, and silicones will give you a smoothing effect. This is a very hydrating but also smoothing sunscreen. Let's jump into application so you can see what it looks like on my skin. As I've already showed you on the swatch on my hand, it comes out like a lightweight lotion, and I already mentioned that I have been using it for a while, and I want to say that when you apply it on your skin, you want to make sure you spread it out in a swiping motion rather than in circular motion, because if you were to do circular motion, it's going to pill up and ball up, and you don't want that. Just swipe it on the skin. Try to get a good blend as much as possible, and just let it sit. Don't fiddle with it too much, or don't really try to blend it too much into the skin, because what ends up happening, it will end up balling up. This is just from my personal experience, and I do want to say that it is important not to apply a heavy skincare routine under the sunscreen, because again, it doesn't adhere to the skin very well, and it might end up balling up. The best advice I can give you is just to apply it on bare skin. This is how I was able to get the best application possible. Once you get it applied on the skin and you wait for it to settle down, if you have some parts that aren't really blended well, I would suggest to go in with your finger and just tap until it gets blended. Do not wipe it, do not go in circular motions. It's going to look unpleasant. You can see what it looks like immediately after I apply it on my skin. It is very dewy, and that can be due to all the humectants in it. And even if you wait 20 minutes, you can see it's still dewy. So this is a sunscreen that doesn't set down. It does give you a very obvious glow. Some people might call that shiny. So if you have very oily skin, you might not really like this. And as I said, it doesn't set, so there will be tackiness. Your hair is gonna stick to your face if you don't apply makeup on top of it with powder. And now you will see me with makeup on top. It does look really nice under makeup. This is one thing I really like about the sunscreen. It doesn't cling into my pores and doesn't give me a polka dotty look. I really enjoy this about the sunscreen. Now obviously in what you just saw, it is under foundation, and I did use powder on top, lightly, nothing too heavy. I used the Laura Mercier setting powder. I love that powder. I always powder my face regardless. If you wanted to keep that glow, just don't go in with a powder and you will definitely be able to see a glowy finish through the foundation. Even with powdering my face, I could tell that my foundation looks healthier than usual. Like my skin looks healthier. Not necessarily glowy, but just healthier. I don't know how to explain it. I really like what this looks like under makeup. This is something that is very rare to find from sunscreens. They either don't alter the way makeup looks or they just look cakey and heavy. This one actually enhances the way my makeup looks. Under one condition, you do apply it correctly without it balling up. Another thing I really like about the sunscreen is that the white cast is non-existent on my skin, which kind of tells me that the white cast on deeper skin tones is going to be minimal, at least compared to other sunscreens that do have zinc oxide. It's not going to be very casty. Especially if you think about it, this has 12.5% zinc oxide. That's quite high, and I cannot detect it on my skin at all. One thing to note is that this does sting the eyes like most chemical filters from the US. I am yet to find one that doesn't sting my eyes. This one does for sure. That's why if you saw in my demo, I did not put it around my eyes or in my eye contour area, because I did do that previously and it did find its way into my eyes and it did burn. I don't like that about this sunscreen, but it is something that is found in most American hybrid or chemical sunscreens. Let me share with you my final thoughts. I have a love-hate relationship with this sunscreen for all the reasons that I mentioned. I love what it looks like under makeup, so for that reason I love it, and I love that it gives me a little bit of a glow and a healthy look to my skin, but I hate the fact that I cannot apply my extensive morning routine. I have to make sure it's minimal, and honestly, to be honest with you guys, for it to look the best, I have to put nothing on my skin. Just rely on the sunscreen for hydration, moisture, and SPF. Which, to be honest and to be fair, it does offer all of this for my skin type, which is normal. It hydrates me enough, it moisturizes me enough, and it gives me protection. So if you were somebody who wanted one product to do all of this for you in the morning, this is going to do it, especially if you don't have super dry skin. This is going to hydrate you, moisturize you, and give you enough protection. But again, that's not ideal for everybody. I like to use a vitamin C in the morning, some other peptide serums. I cannot do this with a sunscreen, so its application is going to be limited for those days when I'm running out the door and not wanting to do a full skincare routine. I'm going to reach for this, or on days when I just want my skin to look really healthy under makeup, this is gonna do it as well. When it comes to price point, I think it's okay. It's not the most affordable, but also it's not the most expensive. Is it my favorite sunscreen of all time, or did it make it to my top 5? I would say no. I do enjoy it and I am going to use it up, and it is a nice base for makeup, but I don't think it's going to be one that I would repurchase. But I can see why some people really love it and why others don't. So I think this is going to suit those of you who don't want to do a full skincare routine in the morning, who want something that does it all. this will be it. And I think that this might be a good option or might appeal to those of you with medium to deeper skin tones, because it does offer the protection from a mineral filter, but also without giving you a really strong cast. And I know a lot of people are looking for something like that. Those were all my thoughts about this sunscreen. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I have a full playlist of different sunscreens that I have reviewed on this channel. I have reviewed a lot of them. I will leave a link to it in my description box. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future sunscreen reviews, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye guys.